Dun, 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 dun! My dog has told me it's time to get up because I got breakfast ready and he needed to take a piss. So let's take a look at what's going on here. In the upper right-hand corner, my dog is correct. I have an early serving of hash browns, but these hash browns seem to be a little off today, as hash browns does appear to be playing off race as the Terran, but is pretty excited because believes his opponent is a girl and gets denied. Hash browns gets cock blocked. That's not good at all. He'll be playing the blue Terran in the upper right-hand corner. Don't even know my left from rights when it's this early in the morning. In the lower left-hand corner, it is Kittye. Kittye apparently is a girl's name and portrait according to Hashbrowns. I think that laughing out loud is a little awkward, as I'm sure he is disappointed. Kittye is going to plant down the supply depot right around the mineral line here, so not looking to wall off. Hashbrowns on the other side does look like he does know how to wall off, so maybe he has a little bit of good Terran insight. Here we go here. Hashbrown says he gets excited. Kittye says, yeah, I know, I'm just like you sitting behind that StarCraft computer and I love playing against girls. Kittye says, down boy. Here Hashbrowns has himself what we're going to call the off-race wall. I'm not entirely sure if he's meaning to do this or if he's leaving room for the add-on there, but is setting the barracks a little offset from the supply depot. Kittye at the same time is getting down his barracks and getting a gas burst here right with the barracks here. So usually when you get a gas that early, it leads me to believe we could see a little bit of Reaper play quite early. Hashbrowns, on the other hand, is getting the second supply depot a little bit early, but fair enough. Like I say, he is playing his off race. Is going to head out for a little bit of scouting here. On the other side, Kittye as well is getting that here. Both these players are Bronze League, so we will forgive the second supply depot being a little bit early there. Kittye does finally finish up that supply depot. Is getting the orbital command nice and early. That's what we like to see. Always got to have that orbital command on the field there. It does look like the Marine just ran past the SCV. We'll get a little bit of insight here for Hashbrowns here, so does know that there is no early Reaper coming his way. If we go up to the other end here, he does have the single Marine out here and has the second barracks up already. Is got 2 gas already. Wowzer. Only mining out of 1 so far. That usually leads me to believe we're going to see a little bit of a Marine Marauder getting going here pretty quick. Still not mining out of that second gas. Maybe just wanted to make sure it was built first. There we go. Now we have saturated it up, making sure we don't get supply blocked by dropping down 2 more supply depots nice and early. We are training. Apparently we're training the Reapers in single formation. Maybe not aware that you can build a reactor on one of these, but maybe looking to get a little bit of a Reaper harass. Not entirely sure why he dropped the Marine first, but this should be quite fine here. He does head down here and make sure there's no expansion. As we know, all players like to expand right beside their opponent. I just think they happen to walk down there for some odd reason. Might have misclicked or something. They are going to rally up here, it does appear, for some reason here. So it does look like he does want to wait till he has a little bit more Reapers before he jumps in. With the early expansion out of Kittye, it might not be such a bad idea. He might not be able to get so many units on the field, but does currently have a Marauder and 2 Marines. Like I say, this Reaper harass is a little bit late, so Kittye should have enough units by the time he gets in here. Is getting a second orbital command out here. That's what I like to see. Should see some mule drops here. I would have to imagine, and yes, there are some mule drops into his expansion here to start getting that economy going. On the other side there, Hashbrowns has dropped down a bunker. A little bit weird of a location, but quite fine. Does drop it up just into the natural there. Not such a bad location. Wouldn't mind seeing a little bit closer to the ramp. Up by these plates here would be more than likely the ideal position there, as then they can guard the mineral line of the natural bit on the one side. There he does jump up. Not the best spot to jump up into the base there. Usually what you want to do is you want to try and jump up over here in the corner or something like that. They're not up right by the ramp there, but that is quite fine. Like I say, he's playing his off race. Does get up into the main here. Might get some kills. We got no units. They're going to walk all the way around here. If he micros them correctly, might get quite a few SCV kills. We will see if he can make this well worth its while here. Is trying to knock him down there, but basically one-shotting most of them down to low health. There we go. Finds the units. Good for him getting out the backside there. They're trying to get a good surround on him. He's getting away here. Very well done by Hashbrowns. That looks like a decent job by him here. We'll take a look at his SCV kill in a couple seconds here. Does look like he will get out of here scot-free. Oh, gets over to the high side. Cannot jump down that side. Maybe a bit of a misclick there, or might have accidentally not realized that the ramp or that the ground was a little bit high there. Let's take a look here. Did manage to get 5, so definitely didn't make that harass worth it. but was a very valiant effort, if you ask me. Well done, Hashbrowns. Good defend by you, Kittye, Mr. Kittye, I guess as we can call you here. He has dropped down the factory here. We will soon find out if we're going to get some Widow Mine play. Does have an idle SCV. He's got to get that thing going there. Do have the command center going down, so are going to start getting a good economy over here, as well as he does know his opponent has the expansion out, so is a little bit ahead. Is dropping down a starport with 4 more barracks here. Wowzer, he is really getting into the macro game here. Does have a lot of spare money, so I don't mind seeing that. Good for him getting the engineering bay. Has a couple of Marines here. Needs to really get everybody positioned over here into this nice empty bunker, but I'm sure they will get there quite fine here. Let's see what he's got going here. Does have the reactor going down here, so I have to imagine we are going to see some Widow Mine play out of him here, or possibly some Hellion. Not that common, but you never know. Like I say, it is an off race. Maybe he decides to go Hellion. If we go back over here, as you can see, we do have 2 Marauders and 8 Marines to the 3 Marines of Hashbrowns. So it does look like Kittye is a little off to a lead here, if you ask me, as far as I'm concerned. Does drop down 6 barracks altogether here, 5 extras going down right now. So is committing to Marine Marauder. Looks like both of them are going to go with the Marine Marauder medevac. I would have to imagine the starport will get a reactor here, and we'll start seeing some medevacs pretty quick here. Down at the other end here, he is finishing up with all of his barracks here. Should start dropping down some add-ons to each one of them. The Tech Lab is getting combat shield very well, stim pack, and I imagine concussive shells will come soon if he does choose to go Marauder, or may just go pure Marine, which wouldn't be such a bad idea. There we go with the engineering bay getting down here. Imagine upgrades are going to start pretty soon. Does have the orbital command over here. Is pumping SCVs left, right, and center so far. 3 mules down here. Very well done by Hashbrowns so far. Up at the other end here, doesn't look like anything overly interesting. We can probably speed this up as both of these guys are going to macro up for a little bit. Building all the supply depots around the outside here. I guess gives them vision in case the drops come in. Gives them a little bit of time to prepare. A couple extra seconds anyways. A few more idle SCVs. Does get the reactor down. Imagine medevacs are going to start pumping out here pretty quick. Is starting to drop down reactors everywhere here. Has the Tech Lab. Is finishing up on his combat shield. Has stim pack already. And concussive shells isn't being researched as of yet. If we take a look over here, we do have a random Viking, but do have a medevac as well. Is getting out the Tech Lab. Very curious what he's going to do with the Tech Lab there. Maybe going for a little bit of Cloaked Banshees. A little late for that, but not a bad build if you combine it with a couple other 2-pronged attacks here. We will see here. Does have also a turret set to go down by the factory here. Down here, we do have the Widow Mine planted right in front of the base there. Gives him a little bit of vision whenever Kittye decides to attack. Nobody seems to be moving anywhere quite yet there. If we take a look at the army count at this point in time, we do have 17 Marines, 3 Marauders, and 51 SCVs for Kittye, 6 Widow Mines, 43 SCVs, a medevac, random Viking, and 7 Marines. So a little bit army heavy for Kittye Blood so far. Looks like he is leading in that department. 3 more Widow Lines get dropped right outside of Hashbrowns' base here. Is building turrets here at random locations here just to make sure that he doesn't get any sort of harassment or drops on him. Not such a bad idea, Hashbrowns. Does get scanned there. I wonder if Hashbrowns are going to start scanning over here so he knows exactly what Kittye Blood is going, or Kittye is going. Sorry, it's not Kittye Blood. Not sure where I came up with that. Kittye has randomly jailed these Marines off there. Not the best of locations. And supply blocked himself here big time here, so we'll have to start dropping down some supply depots. Kittye is getting the armory here, so very curious what we're going to start seeing here out of him. Maybe a little bit of siege tank combined with this would be my guess, if you ask me. We are spreading these Widow Mines out everywhere, making sure he's got a minefield in front of his base. His Hashbrowns does have the siege tank down there now. 2 more Widow Mines ready to be planted somewhere. Does have also a Raven here, apparently having a little bit of fun with his Terran off race here. Few more Widow Mines at the very top there, so we will get that going here. Is getting his 3rd expansion out here. Is bringing a Widow Mine down to Kittye's end here. He is going to plant right outside that base, I would have to imagine. Yes, he does plant right there. Kittye does have the random Viking as well. Maybe both these guys are copying each other. Not entirely sure why they have one Viking and the rest of an army. Wow, very macro heavy for Hashbrowns. Good for him. Realizing that he's not getting attacked. Kittye has no intention of leaving his base. Does look like Hashbrowns is going to get this into a massive macro game with the 4 bases on the go now. Wow. Kittye, on the other hand, is electing not to expand, but save up as much money as he can so his mama's proud of him and he'll be able to buy himself whatever he chooses to do so. Wow, that's a lot of money in the bank there. Hashbrowns on the other side is almost maxed out as well. Kittye has just maxed himself out here. I have to imagine that means he's going to leave the base. But then again, they are bronze. I've seen funnier. Maybe he'll sit around for a little while and sit on that bankroll. No, he is going to leave the base here. Widowmine does get a shot there. Doesn't look like it got any kills there, as it does look like there's a lot of red in that army. It did get one kill out of there, sorry, so it did get the one kill out of that explosion. And Hashbrowns looks like he is going to expand again, possibly to get the 5th base up here. But Kittye is on the move. And Hashbrowns, I would like to think, is going to max out pretty soon here. It really needs to be, but these Widowmines could get some kills and maybe get the army close to even, depending on how many get a hit. But with them being spread out so much, Kittye would have to walk through there just perfect. Does have the sensor tower up here, so we'll see exactly where Kittye's army is. Kittye is taking the long route here. Will go up the rocks. Not sure why. Usually you don't do that in this map, but fair enough. I guess he wants to make sure, since it is 21 minutes in, that he does take out any expansions at this point in time, even though both armies should be maxed out by this point in time, as Hashbrowns is getting very, very close here. Here we go. Should be Marine Marauder, a Marine Marauder, but Hashbrowns on the other side has a random Banshee in the army here, a couple random Banshees, a bunch of siege tanks, some unburrowed Widowmines here. Is going to lose this expansion more than likely here. Shouldn't even get out of here. No, he does lose that there. Will lose a couple more buildings, but does know what's coming out here. Siege tank on the high ground here. Doesn't get sieged up. He gets a couple shots off. Traps the other one here. That's quite fine. Is going to blow up the sensor tower. Kittye's moving in here. Might be able to get away from all these mines here. Does get one explosion on the Widowmine here. This Widowmine's not quite going to be in location with all these siege tanks. This could be devastating. Does get the stim off here. Here we go. Lots of siege tanks here walling it up. Is going to be very close. I would like to see these Widowmines get buried. They would be devastating if they would burrow themselves. He's going to lose each one of those Widowmines. That siege looks like the sieges are going to clean up this. Very poor engagement for Kittye there. That did not work out so well, but is way up on food count, as he does have the production buildings to replenish this army. Sorry, he's down on food count. I was misreading that. It was Hashbrowns at 200 food. Wowzer, I am blinded. It's early for me today. Hashbrowns way up on the food count, 150, 285. Should be really countering right here, as he does know he has massacred that army. There's all these Widowmines that did get burrowed finally at the beginning there. Did lose a few that weren't burrowed, though, unfortunately. And he does have another SCV randomly walking around here. There's the 3rd base, is now getting the orbital command on it here, are getting the SCV transfer. Apparently Hashbrowns is content on sitting at his base here, is going to get back up to 200 food one more time, it looks like. There we are with the replenishing army for Kittye. They're back up to 123 already. Wowzer is getting the expansion out. Once again, Kittye is carrying that very high bankroll as well, so he does have a lot of money to replenish that army. No rally points out of these bunkers, no add-ons on these bunkers here. To each their own. It is bronze, and like I say, it is an off race for Hashbrowns here, so it's not overly that bad. Does have a couple Widowmines also planted in his mineral line. Very smart move. Well, with the composition of Hashbrowns here, I like it here. He does have the 22 Marines, the 1 Marauder with the 6 siege tanks, the 1 Banshee, the 4 Medevacs, and of course 74 SCVs. His SCV count is way higher due to the amount of expansions he has. Does have 1 random Raven on the field, I imagine, for detection and possibly seeker missiles. I would like to see here. Does highlight all of these Widowmines here. Let's see what he's looking to do with them here. Is going to move some more out. Has Widowmines everywhere on the map here, so we'll get random kills no matter where Kittye decides to go. Kittye is now going macro heavy, dropping down the 4 mules at his 4th. If we go up here to his 3rd, lots of mules down there as well. Look at that bankroll go for each of these players so far. Wowzer. None of them content on going anywhere. Everyone has sensor towers all over the field here. We are getting into a very macro heavy game at this point. Not entirely sure why Hashbrowns is electing not to leave his base. Maybe he is content on sitting back and relaxing at this point in time, as he is going to get back up to 200 very, very quickly here, as he does need just a few more units, and then I imagine we will see an attack here. Is siege firing his own add-on there so he can untrap all these randomly trapped siege tanks here. They're all moving out here. Let's take a look. What looks like the army is finally deciding it's time to move out. Oddly composition here. Wowzer. Raven, a whole bunch of medevacs. Not a lot of Marine Marauder on the ground, though. This could be the most awkward composition I've ever seen move across the field here. Does have 2 Vikings, a Banshee, 1 Raven, a crap ton of medevacs, 6 medevacs. 6 medevacs are going to be there. 2 repairs, 17 Marines, and 1 Marauder. Very, very odd. Will not like it if he runs into this army here. This army's randomly running into Widow Mines, which we have scattered all over the map for Hashbrowns so far here. And there we are. Big siege tank count now for Kittye, so this could be devastating for Hashbrowns. Hashbrowns is backing off as he knows exactly where that army is. Siege is up here just in case he gets engaged at this point in time here, making sure that he wins that engagement. Now, if he coaxes them into these siege tanks, he might have a chance here, but that is a lot of Marines, Marauders, and tanks he would be looking to take out here, so we will find out very close. Now he is starting to scan finally, so he knows exactly where this is. Will not quite see the army, so not quite aware that the army's there. Will walk into the siege fire here. Here we go. Needs to stop and seize those tanks. Balzer just walks in on the move command. I just think there's too many Marine Marauder here. They're going to melt through this quite easily here, but we'll get a lot of kills in the meantime. Needs to stop moving. Start firing down these siege tanks here. There we go. We'll kill everything in sight there. Now they have even food count. Wowzer. Boy, did that even up in a hurry there. Here we go, knocking down all these random medevacs. Way too many medevacs for that army. Needed a lot more Marine Marauder combination there to make those medevacs worth it. But does have a lot of siege tanks sieged up at the base here. And with the micro we've seen so far, those siege tanks should stop this from getting anywhere near that base. Does have the stim. He was stimming pretty good there as he did keep enough health for each one of his units here. 155 to 152 for Hashbrowns. Still getting these random Widow Mine hits. I find it quite humorous how we have Widow Mines everywhere. They're constantly getting kills here. Wow, Kittye, you got to start getting some Ravens flying in your army here as you are losing a lot of units to these random Widow Mines that are everywhere on this map. That is a lot of Widow Mine action. You cannot move without getting Widow Mined when you play Hashbrowns. Both of riding a super high bankroll. Will 200 food their army for a 3rd time here. It looks like it's going to walk in and lose a lot more units to these Widow Mines once again here. I am not sure why he enjoys walking. Wow! Keep walking into Widow Mines here. This could be the most oblivious player I have ever seen in my life. Wow! Alright, we'll get decimated with this attack here. Walks right in and elects not to see. Oh, in a typical Bronze League fashion, scans when he has nothing down there to kill. When his army was dead, that is when he lays down the scan. That is Bronze League at its best. Wow, that's a lot of Widow Mines, Hashbrowns. I am quite entertained by the amount of Widow Mines. This siege tank's just going to sit here. Does take 2 shots, I do believe, for the Widow Mine to knock this tank out. So we'll take a couple shots for him to kill this one random siege tank. We will find out if I am correct. Here comes the Widow Mine. It is armed again, and yes, it will take 2 shots for him to knock that down here. With that army tank being hit, I would imagine the siege tank will get unsieged and moved, or maybe once again he will be totally oblivious to it, re-macro up the army, and we will rinse and repeat. Here we go again. Both of them going back to 200 food. It does look like Hashbrowns is content on sitting his army in his base again here. He doesn't want to move out. Has a lot more unsieged Widow Mines in here with the coolest army combination once again here, but doesn't have any Ravens or Banshees in here, so he is improving the composition to something that's a little bit more normal now. That is a massive amount of tanks he does have on the field here. Does have these 7 tanks, 5 tanks for Hashbrowns there. 6 now as he did lose the 1 to the Widow Mine finally here. One of these guys, I'm sure, is going to move up pretty soon. Both are riding a massive bankroll here. Let's speed this up here while these guys sit in their base for a little while. Well, anyways, it is very sunny here in Canada today. Sun is shining. It is blue skies. It is beautiful. 6:30 in the morning, as I mentioned earlier. We are now at 7 o'clock in the morning as we have been a half hour into this game so far. And I may do round 2 as I have had enough coffees this morning to last me for some super exciting games. And I have a lot more in the replay folder due to the amount of submissions I got last night. So we will both sit here for a little while here. Sit ourselves up to 200. There's 200 for Hashbrowns. 200 will soon go for Kittye. And in Bronze League, 200 is the sign to move out. Aside from that, you just sit in your base and turtle, apparently, as both these guys are going to sit and see who can save up the most amount of money. Hashbrowns, on the other hand, has now got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 bases. has moved out once in this game, so I wouldn't mind seeing him get a little bit more aggressive here. So we have something to entertain ourselves with here. Both these guys are scanning something here. Not really anything to show you other than full 200 armies, mined out bases at the natural and the main here. For Kittye, I would imagine the same applies over here. Pretty much a couple mineral fields left here. I would imagine Kittye, I could see, is being a little bit scared to move out as there are many widow mines all over the map, and he probably has no idea that ravens can detect. Hashbrowns on the other side, I'm not entirely sure why he does not have any aggression. He's really been content on sitting back. And why not when Kittye keeps walking his army into your siege tanks? Kittye again is going to walk around here and get hit by every widow mine that he can. Here we go. He's going to elect to take a new route. All right, Kittye, I'm finding this fairly humorous. Those widow mines apparently have you just scared shitless. He is going to walk all the way around you the longest route he can because he knows there's mines everywhere on the field, and he doesn't want to scan, nor does he want to build a raven to detect these things. So he is going to slowly go around the map here. Meanwhile, Hashbrowns is going up the middle. It's funny, for a 200 army, Hashbrowns is packing about 140 of it with them. He's leaving all the sieges at the base here, so does look like a very small army. If I take a look at each of them, you see this one looks a lot more heavier and devastating. But when you're being controlled by Bronze League Kittye, then it's not that devastating. Here he goes, flattening out a shit ton more widow mines here. Is going to sit here in the middle of the map here. Is going to walk up and siege here and slowly get a little bit more and more aggressive as he gets towards him here. Is going to lose this base one more time. Isn't a big deal, as he is Richie man rich right now and doesn't really need an economy. Here he goes. We'll slowly take that down. Does know where Kittye's army is now, which is very good. Does have the 4 siege tanks. Now he's got to find a way to get Kittye to come over here and back to his base so he can walk right into these sieges. Has a crap ton more sieges at his base, which should be enough to fend this off with the micro I've seen out of Kittye so far, especially if he walks in all 4 of these widow mines up here. These 2 widow mines up here, these could all be devastating to Kittye's army. Kittye will slowly walk up here. No more widow mines in front of the base, so Kittye will be quite fine. Is getting attacked at the other end. Is going to decide to walk. No, don't go through the middle of the map, Kittye. You're going to lose your army before you get back. No! Here we go, Kittye. Boom! There's a fairly weak hit there, so did get a little bit excited there. Oh, another hit. This one's going to get a lot of kills if he gets in there. Oh, devastating. He's going to walk right into the sieges in 4 widow mines. No, Kittye. No! This is not good. Kittye's going to walk right in here. All these widow mines, all these siege tanks. He's going to lose most of that army. Wow. Most of that army before they get anywhere near. Here we come up to engages. Is Hashbrowns, is getting the good stim in there. He's going to walk into a lot of siege fire, lose his entire army here. Wowzer. These widow mines are the masters. We have 7 out of there, 3 out of there, 2 out of there, 4 out of there, 6, 9, 1. Probably sitting around 30 kills between all of them here. Both of these guys with a fairly big food count still. Most of the food for Hashbrowns is coming up as widow mines and all these tanks that are sieged up over here. Well, we will rinse and repeat one more time. Kittye's going to lose all of his army again to all these widow mines. I wouldn't mind seeing a scan. Kittye, you got enough orbital commands. That's what they're for. Son, please scan. Don't just sit there and lose each of your units to idleness and sitting amongst a million of these widow mines for Hashbrowns. If he did a scan here, I'm sure he would be baffled by the amount of widow mines he is sitting in front of. They're all going to reset. He'll lose his entire army here pretty quick. Let's slowly watch the devastation here. Oh, he might get out of here. He's going to walk into another widow mine hit, and oh, loses another one. Decides he's going to get back into his base so we can 200 up one more time. Here we go. Let's speed up this one here for the 4th time, I believe, or the 3rd. I think it's 3rd or 4th time we are going to 200 our armies up here. Really, Hashbrowns should take all of his widow mines that are on the map here, unburrow them, just plant them right in front of Kittye's base, walk up the ramp, watch Kittye walk down into the 6 million mines that would be burrowed there, and devastate him from there. But we are going to walk up here, back into Kittye's base here. Oh, he did get 200 in time. Whoa, back to 200 food, like I say. 100 of that food is probably sitting in widow mines around the field here. In case you're wondering here, he has 2 siege tanks, 10 marines, and 1, 2, 3. 1, 2 now. Widow mines that are not buried. There's another one. Hey, he got a Raven. We have the 36-minute Raven now for Kittye here as he does finally come out and get dead. He's dead. All right, he is just dead. All right, now, Hashbrowns is going to plant himself right outside of this base here. Is sieging up a couple tanks here. He does have a lot of Widow Mines down here. Realistically, Kittye cannot engage this because if he does, he would lose everything basically the second he stepped into these Widow Mines and siege fires. So that would not be good. He is sieging up. Does have a fairly skookum army back up to 156 so far. Hashbrowns, on the other hand, has come to a stand, so we'll speed this up a bit for you as it doesn't look like he's going to do much till he gets his reinforcements coming down right now. That should be the game changer, hopefully. If he can coax Kittye down into these Widow Mines, that is where the win is going to come at this point as he does have the army ready to move in. There's another Widow Mine. Oh, the Raven's detected. We have a Widow Mine kill for Kittye. Wow, there he backs those Widow Mines back into his army here. Now has the entire army all set up here outside the base. This Raven slowly inching his way out here, making sure there's no more Widow Mines here. Is on siege. Looks like Kittye may move right down into this army here. Oh no, it's slowly going to move across the map. Take out the Widow Mines one by one with the Raven. Here we go here. There's another siege tank. We'll see what happens whether or not. Whoa, there we go. Now we got all the unburrowed mines coming down the base here. Is going to scat over there so he can get some shots off. Kills that siege tank here. Is going to walk another siege tank down here. Is Kittye for another kill for Hashbrowns. There we go. Loses that one as well. Doesn't have the. Oh, he's just going to walk this army. Hashbrowns, if he backs off here, he needs to back off. Burrow those Widow Mines. Burrow the Widow Mines, Hashbrowns. Burrow those Widow Mines, Burrow! Please burrow the Widow Mines, Hashbrowns. He's not going to burrow those Widow Mines. Is going to move right in here. Kittye should be able to massacre this army, but there's a lot of Widow Mines here. Those Widow Mines are all going to get shots off. Oh, boom, boom, wow! He's going to lose his entire army again. Just too many Widow Mines, no detection. Wow! Looks like Hashbrowns might have a chance to go for the throat. Here we go! He's got a lot of Widow Mines. He knows the army's dead. If he unburrows all these Widow Mines, walks them into the base, plants them, and moves the army in there, he should be quite fine. As he does have a very small army, but he knows he just killed off all of Kittye's army here. Both of them are riding on this massive bankroll still. Here we go. He's got them all highlighted. Hopefully moves them in here pretty quick. There we go. This is what I thought was going to happen. Is going to bring all these Widow Mines up. Needs to bring them up into the natural here. Bury them all and then walk your army up there. Very well done. Here we go. All these Widow Mines are going to come up here. He's going to lose a couple, but I imagine they're going to burrow pretty quick here. There we go, and that should be the end of the game here. By the way, we'll go boom, 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 boom. We'll have a Widow Mine win here is what we're going to call this one. There goes the army here. I imagine the GG is going to come pretty quick here as he really just needs... Barely he's going to sit down here and kill what's down here first instead of going for the main here. Let's speed up this massacre as I don't believe that Kittye can come back from this, but he is allotting a pretty good army up top here, but realistically can't walk down there. Way too many Widow Mines. Let's take a count. 18 Widow Mines buried down there. This could be a record so far here. Is going to kill a few of these supply depots here, so will knock down that army a little bit. He is up to 97 food, does have the Raven there. And he will get a little bit of vision, which will enable him to kill off the siege tank, which will be huge for him. And you'll get a few Widow Mine kills, but I don't think it's going to be enough. Here comes the rest of the Widow Mines. Here comes the rest of the army for Hashbrowns. They'll walk up there. He's got the vision. Knocks down that siege tank. Is going to slowly try and get up the ramp here. Hopefully gets a good stim off here. Needs to really walk up the ramp there. Come on, let's go. Is going to be very close. Might lose the army again here, but really does have a good contain here. Is up 182 to 77. Does get the cloak on the Banshee here at the 41-minute cloak Banshee here. Looks like this should be the GG now as he is right up in the base. Plants all the Widow Mines, so there should be no more units. We did get a random tech switch into Hellbats at the 41-minute mark. Not too sure what that choice was, but not a bad idea. Hellbats do eat a lot of damage. There we go. Finishes off that army there. Gets right into the main here. GG. Very polite by Kittye. Very good game by these guys. Don't think I've seen armies 200 that quickly. Congratulations to Hashbrowns. Condolences to Kittye. Thank you so much for watching. Don't open the pill bottle without supervision. Thank you so much. Send your replays to tractorchute@gmail.com. You be good. Don't hurt nobody. Peace.